CD was created. Um, Michael Thompson he said, well, you're going to be, we're making another company, it's going to be MCD, and we're going to put you on MCD. At the time, I was like, oh, yeah, I'm not that big. I was Scottish, and I was like, sucks. And I don't know, they do like pods and everything. I thought it was getting like pushed down, but I didn't realize at the time what was going on. His vision, and always someone else. It's hard these days.